Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Youth Talk. Today we'll be talking all things cinema. Cinema in Algeria has a rich and complex history. It dates back to the French colonialism until the struggle for independence, which has profoundly impacted the cinematic narratives in Algeria. Directors started talking about topics such as social identity, problems which face us in our daily lives, which has made a very significant shift in the industry. And that's our topic for today. Welcome to our new episode. First, I'd like to start by welcoming our guests. We have here today with us Nada Ishaq Boushaqi. She is an assistant director, so she can provide us with all the backstage information we need. Hello, Nada.
Hello, Sarah. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Of course, welcome. We also have present here with us today Mohamed Sadek Mekahlia. You might know him from his platform Cinema Station. He is the co-editor-in-chief. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah, and good morning to our dear viewers, and thank you for having me today.
Of course, my pleasure. So, as I said in the beginning, today we'll be talking all things cinema and movie industry. Now, both of you work in different aspects of this industry. Nada works in the field, and you do all things interviews, you do the media coverage of these kinds of events. Critic, exactly. Yeah. So, I'd like to start by asking you, what sparked your passion for cinema?
Well, for me, cinema, it was like something that we consume in family back to when I was a child. So every weekend we had like VHS tape to watch like in family. And I remember my grandfather was also someone who loves cinema and movies. And for the information, the first Pirates of the Caribbean, I watched it with him, and he liked it. So yeah.
So it's a family thing for you.
Yeah, and it became a passion when we grow up. We discover other form of movies, other cultures. So yeah.
Exactly. Nada, how did your passion for cinema spark?
Well, I think just like him, I mean, since we were child, I used to like watch a lot of movies, etc. And then when I grew up, I just decided that this is what I want to do as a job for the rest of my life. So, yeah, I'm not sure like when exactly I have decided to do this, but somewhere between 18, 19 years old, I was like, okay, you love movies, you love this field, so I just like.
Yeah, I think that's the age where we start to discover ourselves
exactly.
and our passions and what we like to do. So both of you are movie fans. You watch a lot of movies. How do you go about discovering new movies that aren't in the theaters? So I'd say independent movies or small productions. How do you discover this kind of movies?
Well, actually, like everyone, we started watching it in TV. In different channels, in different languages, and so then it came the digital internet. It made it more easier to like watch even movies, very old movies from around the world. So I think that's it. Yeah.
How about you, Nada?
Well. If you talk about like independent movies, especially like Algerian movies, I discovered them by social media, just as him, because the Algerian movie community in Algeria is very small. So if someone has released a new movie, everyone
you'd hear about it.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So yeah, this is how I hear about it, and then how to watch it. Sometimes it can be very difficult to access a new Algerian movie, but we go to the Cinematheque or a place like that where we can watch like these independent movies that are not like very famous.
Exactly. Our cinematheques, I think we have cinematheques in a lot of states here in Algeria, so it gets more accessible to the public. Yes. To watch this kind of movie. So I think as a movie lover or a film lover, the first question that you get is, who's your favorite director? And now I want to know both of you's favorite director. Let's start with you, Nada.
Well, I guess if I say Christopher Nolan, it will be just like
basic
everyone.
answer.
Yeah, this is. It's a basic answer, but I love Todd Phillips a lot. He's
Yes.
the one who did the Hangover movies and the Joker. Not really a fan of Joker, but the Hangover movies are like one of my favorite
But
movies.
the cinematic aspects of the Joker were really good.
Yes, but like I'm more into like comic movies.
Comic
so
movies,
yeah, so
yes.
for me, The Hangover is like one of the greatest movies ever. I mean, I guess we all like Tarantino's movies. We all like Spielberg
Yes.
movies. Yeah, I think these are like my favorite directors, but I don't like really appreciate one particularly because there's a lot of movies and you
Exactly.
can just like focus on just one director.
And
'cause
so sometimes you
everyone-
like the director and you don't like the movie they made.
Yes. Maybe they make like 10 movies. There's like 2 or 3 that you don't really like, but
Yes, I get that.
I think that Christopher Nolan is like the one we can all agree.
Safest option. Yes, I agree on that too. Mohammed?
Well, it's not easy to tell just one director, but I think recently I'm discovering a lot directors from other regions in the world, and I found a lot of Italian directors like Fellini, Rossellini, Antonioni.
yes, I love
Yeah,
Rossellini.
and from the recent ones, I would mention Paolo Sorrentino. And even in Japan, we have Kurosawa that made a lot of great movies. Also in Arabic region, like we have great potential. I would mention some of Egyptian ones, Youssef Chahine, and from the Sharif Arafa, I think, Dawood Abd Sayed, and even Ahmed Morad. Sorry. Marwan Hamid. Sorry,
Yes,
he works with Ahmed Morad. Ahmed Morad, he's a writer. So yeah, from Hollywood, I would David Fincher, Nolan, as Nada said, Scorsese, and yeah.
I've never gotten that answer. Scorsese is very rare to love and agree on. So I think we were talking backstage and you mentioned an Algerian name. And now I would like to give credit to our Algerian directors. They're doing their best. They're trying.
Yeah.
We see new productions every once in a while, which are very good. How would you like if we gave credit to that one director that we talked about backstage?
Exactly, Algeria from the beginning, like when they started shooting films, we had a lot of directors that made some masterpieces that we all talk about right now. We have Lakhdar Hamina, we have Ahmed Rashidi,
Yes.
and from the new generation, I would mention Amin Sidi Mouhidine, for example, Damien Honoré, and so on. There are a lot of good directors in Algeria. Yes.
Exactly, we have the talent. I think
Yeah.
we can go somewhere with it. Nada, you work in the field here in Algeria, so I'm sure you can mention a name or two who you appreciated working with.
Yeah, well, I didn't work with Kamel Yaïch, but I saw his movie. It's titled La Voix des Anges, Sawt
yes.
al-Malaika.
Yes.
And I think it's a really, really good movie that didn't take enough credits. I think that Kamel Yaïch did a really great job on that movie. I worked with Youssef Mahsas
Yes.
on a TV show, but I saw his short movies, and I think he has done a really great job. He also won some awards.
Awards for it, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, for me, Kamel Yaïch on La Voix des Anges and Youssef has done some great job in this. But I don't know, maybe we should. There is not. Sometimes there is a director who makes like one movie and then he has to wait 5 years to make another movie. So sometimes we have to give them like more time so we can discover more
More
what
of
they
their
can
work,
do, because
yes.
he can't show you everything in just one movie, you know. You have to watch like 3 or 4 movies so that you can get to know him as a director.
Exactly, so you
say.
can see the character in their work. Especially here in Algeria, we don't have a lot of investment in the movie business, so it's hard to get a budget for your movie. It's hard to
Exactly.
get production going. We'll give them credit for the great work they're doing with these conditions. So
Exactly,
I think when we mention movies or the cinematic industry in general, it always has an impact on the culture that's embedded in it. So how would you say movies or the cinema can impact the culture?
I start?
Yes, of course. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, I guess for the young generation, the more they watch movies, the more they will get more open to a lot of cultures.
Yes.
You know. So for me, it's very important for the children to watch a lot of movies, you know, from different genres, so they can discover themselves. Because sometimes you watch a movie and you're so in it that you just want to like be part of that movie. I remember when I was a teenager and I used to watch Twilight, like it really did affect me a lot, like in my life. So
It's not a very good movie, but
yes,
you know.
but I was a teenager back then.
I loved it too. But now looking back at it, I watched it like a couple of times and it's not good.
Yeah. But you see, when you are a child, you love some things, and then
Yes.
when you grow older, you discover that maybe this wasn't really good.
I
Maybe
wasn't looking at it from the right angle.
Yes, and you discover a lot. So it's like watching movies help you grow, and
Exactly.
then when you grow, you it's like you discover how you used to think, and now how you're thinking, how
Your
you see
perspective
life.
has changed,
And
yes.
in general speaking, cinema is culture. Is like so. For me, if people don't watch a lot of movies, they will be empty from the inside.
They can have a very narrow look at the world.
Yes, and you just feel that they are empty, because sometimes even if you feel bad, you can just watch a really good movie and you will feel better. So
Exactly. Yeah.
so it affects the mind, it affects the culture. So it's really sad to see that a lot of people don't watch movies, or you know, they just are not really into it, because
Interesting, yes.
they are missing a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. I think you motivated them to watch the couple of movies after that speech.
I hope
Thank you.
so.
Mohammed, you told us that watching movies was a family tradition of yours, and now you've carried on with that legacy. You work in the field. You do a lot of things when it comes to movie promotions, critics, etc. So, how would you say the movie industry can impact our culture?
Well, first I would like, in general, even when I talk with my friends, cinema is the sum of it's the seventh art, but it's the sum of the 6 previous arts. Like in cinema, we see theater, we see music, we see even painting, sculpture,
Exactly.
poetry, and literature. We see dancing in movies. So yeah, it's a sum of all the previous arts, and art in general. Like if we get back to the Renaissance in Europe, we didn't know it from scientists or from anyone else, but we know it from artists. So art in general, and especially in cinema, that sum up all these arts, is an important thing in a human psychology, and in society in general. Like it reflects the society, it reflects the psychology, it delves into the human being, like as a human, how he deals with his struggle, daily life struggles, and everything. So it's an important thing. I like and I would say we wouldn't be the same without art or cinema.
Exactly. I love that answer. Very poetic. Thank you. So, Nada, you work in the field. You have experience in this kind of sector when it comes to being backstage, being behind the camera, and helping to bring some vision to life. How would you say the process is like from start to finish, when the production first opens until the premiere?
Okay, I'm like, let's say I'm a little bit new to this field because I have started working professionally since 2020, so it's like 3 or 4 years, that's it. And if you talk about movies, I have been in the production of 2 short movies. So the first one is Inconnu by Ahmed Zitouni. He
I
is
love
now,
that movie.
yeah,
Yes,
he is now in.
Do we know the promotion of the movie? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is participating in a festival in Canada.
Yes.
And the second one is Coup de Pouce. And Coup de Pouce is, hasn't started the promotion yet. And so these 2 independent short movies, what I can say about them is like the process starts by the idea. So generally it's either the director or the producer who wants to do something. So it's either the producer reach out to the director or the other way around. And from then they start developing the idea, which is for me the most important part of the creation. Because if you don't have a strong story, people will not
Catch on. Yes, even if you have all the nice visuals, the good actors, if the story isn't there, it's not gonna be interesting.
Exactly. So after that, after you have like this very good idea, you can start reaching out to people, to the director of photography, to the set decorator, to the actors. And I mean, the second most important part of the creation is casting the good actors for your movie. Not just
Ahmed casted not just who
Yes,
is a
not
very
just
good
Asli.
friend of mine in the
Oh,
movie.
really?
She's a really good actress. I think the talent that stems that shows in her movies is due to the fact that she did theater, as Mohammed said. So all the arts are related to each other. So
Yeah,
you see
exactly.
the talent from the theater, now it's being brought
Yeah.
on the screen.
Exactly, and so you have to cast the right actor for your movie, not just like don't like just choose a good actor that he is generally good. No, you have to choose one that is good for your movie,
For the character,
you know.
yes.
And you have, I think that if the director and the actors don't have a good feeling between them, the movie won't succeed, because it's really important that the director gives a lot of space to the actor to create his own character, and also the actor has to trust in the director and in his vision.
Yes.
And so after this, like really 2 important parts have been done correctly, we can start the production. So we start looking for like, for example, the locations or where we're gonna shoot, try on costumes. And then you start to reach out to the crew and build your crew, and your crew also has to trust the director in his vision, because sometimes the directors will push you to the extreme. So if you don't really trust what he's doing, you won't give it your 100%, you know.
Exactly.
So you really have to trust your director in order to give him exactly what he wants. And and for like example, for short movies, it might take maybe 3 days, maximum 7-10 days to shoot. And so this is where the challenge is for the directors. You have a really small amount of time, and you have a crew, and so you have to make sure that you are using your time correctly with your crew in order to get the best quality that
you can get. Yes.
Yeah, that you
it
can
comes
get.
back all to resource management here.
Exactly.
Especially when it's an independent movie, so they don't really have a lot of these resources. Thank you, Neda. I love that you gave us a look into the process of movie making. Now, I would like to ask Mohammed to give us a look into what comes after the movie comes out. But first, I'd like to go and see what our students, our kids have to say about the movie industry in Algeria. Let's go watch what they have to say and get back.
My favorite director is an Algerian one, which is Jafar Qasim. He's amazing. Like, all of his work are amazing. And from my favorite movie, I love horror movies and comedy. For example, for horror movie, I'd say Bird Box, and for comedy, I say The Hustle.
Okay, so for my favorite director, it's Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino. And my favorite movie isn't one of his movies, actually, but the name of the movie is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's by my favorite actor, whom is Jack Nicholson.
I don't have a specific director in mind, but there are a lot of good ones. And about movie, my favorite movie is Legally Blonde, and yeah.
My favorite director would be Christopher Nolan. He's known for a lot of movies. He doesn't do a lot of movies, but he's known for the most, let's say, known and best movies ever. Like yesterday, he won the Oscar for directing Oppenheimer. I witnessed that, and it was amazing. For my favorite movie, I don't believe in the concept of favorite movies. You can't limit all cinema in one movie, especially that for someone like me, that movies is something sacred. I watch like 2 or 3 movies a year. I don't watch a lot of movies. It's something sacred, something special. So I can't limit all cinema and movies I watch in one movie, but if I had to choose, I would go with Interstellar by Christopher Nolan again.
Algerian director, as I mentioned before, Jafar Qasim. We have, who else? Jafar Qasim, Mirzaq Alwash, with his famous work, Bab el-Wad City. Jafar Qasim as a Jamia Familia.
Well, I don't know that much. Actually, I don't know Jafar Qasim, because I won't say I'm not a fan, because I love Algerian cultures, I love Algerian movies and all, but I don't look into details. I just like watch them with family, and then that's it.
Yes, I know one of them, which is Yahya Mouzahem.
Actually, no, I haven't chance to know some Algerian directors. I'm not into Algerian cinema, even though I watched some movies, and I like more plays or theaters. I like to go into the theaters a lot.
The last Algerian movie I watched was The Last Queen, which is a historical movie. It talks about the life of Zafira, which was a character, a historical Algerian character. Basically, she was a princess. She was good at poetry, and yeah, she just was bounded with the city of Algiers.
It's a movie that I repeated many times, which is of أثمن عريوات بعيدة الناس. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie and say or mention any of the series or movies that I've heard of, because I don't usually watch Algerian series or movies. That's not really my thing, but maybe in the future.
Last one would be Carnaval في دشرة. It was a comedy. It was made by Athman Ariwat. It was an amazing movie. I recommend everyone to watch it. It was a classic, I guess, classic movie in the 80s. So yeah, that was the last movie I watched.
Well, I would like to see in Algerian cinema more horror movies, as well as comedy, but without forgetting the historical part with a touch of modern view.
Horror movies. I really want more horror movies. because I'm a fan of horror movies, and they tried it before once. It was cast by Biyuna, and it was really nice. It was one of the best things that I've watched, like related to horror movies. It was something beautiful. So I really want to see something like that again.
There should be more creativity because like you see a lot of things that usually repeated, so that's not really a good thing because it gets people bored easily. So they should be more creative with their ideas, give us more maybe horror movies, comedy movies, anything, just be creative.
Cinema, I like to have a lot of plays on theaters. Movies, I don't encourage like Algerian cinema to go for movies, but to go for plays and theaters, because they are the base of every cinema. They start from theaters and plays. And I want to see a lot of plays like a lot. We don't have the concept and the culture of plays in Algeria. I mean, even sometimes they offer free plays on theaters, but people don't go because we don't have the culture of that. We don't have the awareness and the enough knowledge to go and visit theaters. So yeah, I would go for theaters.
Special thank you to all the students that have participated in this segment. They are all members in the English-speaking club in the University of Bab Zouar. Now we are back. Nada told us about the backstage of making a movie. And now I want to ask Mohamed, since he does a lot of movie promotions, he does a lot of interviews, critics. So I think you have a lot to say that what comes after the movie is out.
Actually, maybe Nada she's in the industry. Maybe she can answer also about this question. But what I learned through like having working like in a digital media or in a digital web page. It's the movie. Once the movie is out, we start the promotion, and we know like the big industry like Hollywood. We have the big studios and big distributors. So and here in Hollywood they know how to play with the communication and stuff. Like maybe we find some movies that are not like in our that don't match our taste or something, but in the box office we found that it's a great success. Like recently Marvel movies and things. Hollywood works a lot about the communication, and from that they get all the what they have, and they got all the reputation they have. And compared to the other part of the world, I think movies don't have this chance. As I mentioned earlier, Italy, France, even England, Belgium, even Sweden, they have great cinema. And recently, I'm discovering other productions like from the Mediterranean region, and I find it like the movies are made with a lot of artistic touch, lot of poetry, even visual, and the scenario, but they don't have their chances. So yeah, once the movie is out, the communication is a great part of it, and not all the world. I think it's a matter also of resources.
Exactly. As Nada said in the beginning, a lot of our people from our generation now hear about movies from social media, from platforms such as Cinema Station, which has a very significant impact on the Algerian cinematic industry. You do a lot of interviews, not only with Algerian creators, but with also people who work in the field from different parts of the world. Can you talk to us about Cinema Station?
Exactly. Well, Cinema Station, it's a project started in 2020. Started with Najib doing podcasts, just audio content. Then it started with Najib and Raouf. Then I came in 2021. So we started doing videos and other content in all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. Rami and Wasim came also with me. So Cinema Station, it's our passion. Like no one of us did cinema or in his as an academic specialty. Right now, we're doing a lot of interviews with Algerian and foreign directors and creators. I'd mention Rachid Boucherb, the one who made Indigène et Hors la Loi, also Lina Khoudry, Rida Kateb, Damien Honouri. From the international, I would mention Peter Lord. Maybe some won't recognize his movies, but he made a lot of stop motion movies, the animation, and maybe they know Shaun the Sheep. And he's the one who made Shaun the Sheep, and also with other creators, like the one who created Deadpool's character in Marvel. Also some composers from The Boys. The composer of The Boys, we made also an interview with him.
You're working internationally.
I don't want to forget. Also the Oscar winner, The Zone of Interest. We made a podcast, also an interview with him, with the composer also.
That's amazing. So everyone, if you want to see all of these interviews, you can find Cinema Station on all social media platforms. Thank you guys for coming today. The conversation was really interesting. I'd like to give you the chance to give out a last word for everyone who's watching. We'll start with you, Neda.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to come here. And as a last word, I would say that I think the Algerian youth generation they need to watch a lot of recent Algerian movies, not just focus on like the old movies, because there is a lot of new talents who are coming, and they need support, you know. So I would like to encourage the young people to watch the new Algerian movies, and they give them their feedback, and I'm sure they will like. Probably not a lot of movies, but they will find themselves in some movies, and that's, I think, is already a big step. Wow.
That's amazing. Thank you for the advice, Neda. Mohammed?
Well, I would like first I would like to thank you for the invitation and for having me today. As a last word, cinema is something. It's not a secondary thing. I think art is an important thing. So everyone would discover himself and even discover the world around him. And like here from Algeria, you can watch Japanese movies, you can watch American, Swedish movies, and it's something like when you see it. Otherwise, you can find it's really cool, something really cool. And to finish, I would finish with saying, may God bring peace and justice to our brothers and sisters in Gaza.
Thank you so much. That's an amazing note to end the show on. Thank you guys for being present here with us today. We talked all things cinema in Algeria and on the international field. So thank you everyone for tuning in. See you next week in another episode.